Welcome to the AI Newsreel for the week of April 10th through April 16th, 2026. This week we have news about the latest tech releases, directions in AI architecture, applications of AI for productivity, and the impact of AI on the world. Let's get started.
Core tech releases. Meta launches Muse Spark from new AI lab. Meta released Muse Spark on April 8th, the first model out of Meta Superintelligence Labs, led by former Scale AI chief Alexander Wang. The natively multimodal model supports visual chain of thought, tool use, and multi-agent orchestration. It is now live on the Meta AI app and Meta.ai, with rollouts planned for WhatsApp, Instagram, and Ray-Ban AI glasses. Unlike prior Llama releases, Muse Spark is proprietary. Meta shares jumped nearly 10% in the 5 days following the announcement. Anthropic unveils Claude Mythos via Project Glasswing. Anthropic on April 7th announced Claude Mythos Preview, its most capable model to date, but chose not to release it publicly. The model found thousands of zero-day vulnerabilities across major operating systems and browsers, including a 17-year-old remote code execution flaw in FreeBSD. Under the Project Glasswing initiative, access is limited to 12 partner organizations, including Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Cisco, and NVIDIA, backed by $100 million in usage credits for defensive cybersecurity work. OpenAI shuts down Sora to refocus resources. OpenAI announced it will discontinue its Sora video model, with web and app access, ending April 26th and API access closing in September. The company diverted Sora's compute to a new model codenamed Spud, which powers coding and enterprise products. The Sora team is being redirected to longer-term work on world models and robotics. OpenAI also plans to consolidate its browser, Codex tool, and ChatGPT app into a single desktop application.
Directions in AI architecture. Mirror Code shows AI can do weeks-long coding. Meter and Epic AI released preliminary results from Mirror Code, a new benchmark testing the longest software tasks AI can complete autonomously. Claude Opus 4.6 re-implemented a 16,000-line bioinformatics toolkit, a task researchers estimate would take a skilled human engineer 2 to 17 weeks. The authors note the benchmark may already be nearing saturation, underscoring how quickly coding capabilities are advancing. A full release with additional programs and model evaluations is planned in coming weeks. Claude Code gets coordinator mode for multi-agent work. Anthropic is planning a significant overhaul of the Claude Code desktop experience. A new coordinator mode is in development that would allow Claude to act as an orchestrator, delegating implementation work across parallel sub-agents while focusing on planning and synthesis. The change addresses a known limitation of single agents, which become less reliable as context grows longer. The architecture mirrors the mission's pattern, where large projects are broken into focused units handled by fresh agents with narrow, scoped goals. Post-train bench measures AI approaching human research ability. A new benchmark called Post-Train Bench, developed by the AISA group, tests how well AI systems can perform the multi-step, long-horizon tasks involved in AI research itself. Frontier models are now close to matching a human baseline on the benchmark. Jack Clark, writing in Import AI, noted this represents a meaningful signal about AI self-improvement capability and predicted a system will exceed the human baseline by September 2026. The benchmark is freely available on GitHub.
AI for productivity. Agentic AI poised to transform software engineering. A survey of 300 engineering and technology executives published by MIT Technology Review in partnership with SoftServe found that agentic AI is beginning to reshape software development. Engineering teams have so far used AI mainly for discrete coding and testing tasks. agentic systems are now capable of managing entire software projects with significant autonomy. Analysts say realizing the full benefit will require difficult organizational change alongside technology adoption, similar to the shift to DevOps a decade ago. Salesforce Agentforce hits $800 million ARR, gains major clients. Salesforce reported that its Agentforce agentic platform closed more than 29,000 deals since its September 2024 launch and now generates $800 million in annual recurring revenue. CEO Mark Benioff named Amazon, Ford, General Motors, AT&T, Moderna, and Pfizer among clients deploying Agentforce for enterprise automation. The company issued full-year fiscal 2027 revenue guidance of $45.8 billion, citing AI as a growth driver rather than a threat to its core business.
World impact. Stanford AI Index finds us and China nearly tied. The Stanford 2026 AI Index, released April 13th, found generative AI reach 53% global population adoption within 3 years, faster than the personal computer or the internet. As of March 2026, Anthropic leads model performance rankings, with xAI, Google, OpenAI, and Chinese labs trailing closely. The estimated value of generative AI tools to U.S. consumers reached $172 billion annually by early 2026. Researchers noted AI companies are sharing less about how their models are trained, complicating independent evaluation. Amazon CEO defends $200 billion AI spend. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy released his annual shareholder letter on April 9th, defending the company's plan to spend roughly $200 billion on capital expenditures in 2026, with the majority directed at AI infrastructure. He said, AI revenue in Amazon's cloud segment has reached a $15 billion annual run rate, and its custom chip business, including Trainium AI chips, is growing at triple-digit percentages year over year. Amazon also announced a $12 billion data center investment in Mississippi. Survey finds AI replace tasks for 1 in 5 U.S. workers. A new poll from Epic AI and Ipsos of 2,000 American adults found that AI replaced existing tasks for 20% of full-time workers in the prior week. 15% said AI also created new tasks they would not have performed otherwise. Goldman Sachs separately published findings that AI is eliminating roughly 16,000 jobs per month when accounting for both automation and augmentation effects. Economists called for better task-level labor data to help policymakers understand how AI is reshaping work.
That is your weekly summary of the news in artificial intelligence. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.